The first lesson we learn, خُلِقَ الْإِنسَانُ ضَعِيفًا. Man is created weak. We all have our weaknesses and shortcomings. Besides the Anbiya, besides the Prophet of Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala, everyone have weaknesses, everyone have shortcomings. Al-insan murakkab bain al-khataya wa nisyan. A human being is a combination of errors and mistakes. Kullukum khatta'un wa khairul khatta'in at-tawabun. Every one of you err, and the best of those persons that err are those that make tawbah to Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala. No one is perfect. We all make mistakes. If today somebody else made mistake, tomorrow we may make a mistake. Or it may be a third person that will make mistake. We live within a community of human beings. And we have to condition our minds that somebody is going to make a mistake. And nobody is perfect. Second lesson we learn, if anyone makes a mistake, what we think is a mistake, or any information we have about somebody that they have caught did something wrong, then don't react with emotion. Follow the principle. Seek clarity from that person. Hatib radiallahu ta'ala committed a serious offense, divulging the secret of Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wasallam gave a chance to Hatib radiallahu ta'ala to explain himself. And this is a great sunnah of Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wasallam. When we hear somebody have done something, sometimes we hear it from the third source and the fourth source. And then we digest that information and we react in a negative way, in a wrong way. The sunnah of Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam is that interact with a person directly. Get clarity from the person directly. Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wasallam called Hatib radiallahu ta'ala and asked him, "Oh Hatib, what is this?" He allowed Hatib radiallahu to explain himself. And after Hatib radiallahu to explain himself, Nabi Kareem mentioned that what he said is true and correct. And from this we also understand that we should avoid getting information from third source and fourth sources that could be very, very misleading. Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala tells us in the Quran Kareem, "In ja'akum fasiqun binaba'in fatabayyanu." If a fasiq, becoming a fasiq consequently after doing the wrong thing. If such a person brings information to you, do not just accept that information. Do not eat and drink and digest that information. Seek clarity. Find out the reality of it. And if you do not do that, you just accept that information, especially when you get information from somebody that's emotional, or you get information from somebody who you know got it in for the next person, then the fuqaha have mentioned that getting a shahadat and witness from two people that disagree with each other is even rejected in a court. You cannot accept such information. And when you come to know the reality of what happened, فَتُصْبِحُوا عَلَى مَا فَعَلْتُمْ نَادِمِينَ, you may just regret in future. So a very great lesson we learn, that in order to look after our ruhaniyat, to look after our own spirituality, anything happen in the community, anything happen in the ummah, anything happen in the society, if it is possible for you to seek direct clarity, then one should do so. And the third most important lesson we learn from this is, if it is proven that somebody has done something wrong, then too, don't write that person off. Everybody has good in them, they've got bad in them. So assuming it has been established that somebody has done something wrong, don't only focus on the wrong of the person may have done some right as well. See how Nabi Kareem Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam responded to Hatib radiallahu ta'ala. Umar radiallahu ta'ala, he was overwhelmed. And he said, "Oh Prophet of Allah, leave me, let me behead him." Hazrat Umar radiallahu ta'ala's focus was on the mistake Hatib radiallahu ta'ala made. But Nabi Kareem Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam turned it around. Yes, he made a mistake. But beside the mistake, Alaysa qad shahida Badran? Did he not take part in the battle of Badr? When somebody does something wrong, don't forget the good of that person as well. Don't only focus on his wrong and write the person off. If you establish the person has done wrong, enter into dialogue, explain the person, you explain him, you try to understand him, let him also understand you. But firstly, don't get information from third source, get it directly. And after getting it directly too, then focus on the positive of the person as well. Just as you focusing on the negative, also focus on the positive of the person as well. Nabi Kareem Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam did not forget the great sacrifices, the qurbani Hazrat Hatib radiallahu ta'ala has made. He made a mistake here, but he didn't forget the good he had also done. And from this we learn a great lesson. So many of our people who have done great effort and sacrifice in the work of Dawat and Tabligh. Somewhere along the wrong line, something went wrong. You don't only focus on the wrong they did. What about the great effort and sacrifices they made in a country through which Deen has come into the houses of thousands of people? They reformed the lives of so many people. Salat has come into the lives of so many people. What are the great other ulama, past and present? They're doing so much of work. The ulama in the Darul Ulooms, the ulama in the Jamiyats, the ulama that are doing welfare work, the ulama that are working locally and internationally. When you engage in these kind of work, somewhere along the line, you may make a mistake. So if somebody does make a mistake, they don't only forget on a mistake and wrap that person up because of the mistake. There must be some other good that they have done. So why do we only focus on the wrong of the person and then we forget all the good that the person have done? The moment we think like that, turn it around. What if it was me? How would you like somebody to react to you? لا يؤمن أحدكم حتى يحب لأخيه ما يحب لنفسه. Your iman is not complete until you do not love for your brother what you love for your own self. If you made a mistake, how you want somebody to react to you? You want that person to engage with you directly. You want to explain yourself. So if you want to do, if you wish somebody to treat you like that, why do we treat other people in a different way? So these are some very important lessons that we learn from this sunnat of Nabi Kareem Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. It is very, very healthy for our ruhaniyat and for our spirituality. May Allah grant us tawfiq and hidayat to keep our hearts pure, clean, follow the principles of the Sharia, and inshallah, if you do that, and many principles of the Sharia are just in keeping with, even with logic. You know it is a logical thing, it's a right thing to do. Just apply your mind, find out from the ulama that you trust, what's the sunnat in this? What's the Quran, the teaching of the Quran in this? What's the teaching of the hadith in this? And inshallah you'll be safe from fitna. May Allah Ta'ala give us tawfiq. Wa akhiru da'wana alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen.